Welcome back to One Comic Book a Day, where we're covering Adventure Comics 127, Super-Bellhop. This is a comic that tries to make you believe that being a bellhop is something that is exciting and full of adventures. What a children labor propaganda bull is this? Just utterly a massive letdown for anybody who's ever worked in the hospitality industry. Other than that, it's actually the combination of like a 3 challenges story plus a normal kind of mobster gangster story, both of which are incredibly uninteresting in a Superman story to begin with, but together sort of taking away from each other to do both makes them even more unsatisfying together. They're two tastes that are just worse when they come together. Here, Clark is filling in for a friend of his at a hotel. The hotel has lost its specialty cards for its really fancy guests. Whenever they come, they have specific wishes. To make this more of a super story, their wishes are incredibly grand, and I'm not exactly sure how they pulled them off beforehand without a Superboy, like a Maharaja arriving and wanting his hotel room to look exactly like it does at his palace. So Superboy goes out and knocks out a tiger. I don't think I like this story. So it can be put in a cage and put into his apartment. Couldn't he have just flown all the way over to the Maharajas and grabbed whatever tiger he had instead of kidnapping another tiger? Or building a massive typewriter, which is not the first massive typewriter that's appeared in the Superman books. Actually, I don't know timeline-wise when that other one was, so maybe it's actually is the first time a giant typewriter has shown up in these comics. I don't think it was. I think that one's much earlier than the story. But those are essentially 2 massive tasks. Also, if the concierge remembers this without the cards that have been stolen from him, were the cards all that important to begin with? Like, it doesn't feel like this has been a massive problem. The problem has been getting it ready, which you would think that would always be a problem without a Superboy. Superboy is just doing the work that already having the cards wouldn't fix. You see what I'm saying? The problem that the cards being stolen in the first place is not what Superboy is solving until the final thing, which is when it doesn't become 3 challenges. So there's like 2 challenges, then the third thing is taking down the gangsters who stole the cards so they can commit crimes, which is not a great plan, but most gangster stories in a Superman comic or Superboy comic here are not great plans. So he just puts a stop to them because they're not particularly all that difficult. None of this has been particularly difficult, and in fact just gives you a really skewed look at what the hospitality industry is. I mean, it would be really expensive for them to build a giant typewriter just because one rich guest is coming there. Just spend money on the hotel. I mean, the typewriter building would have cost more than whatever the hell he's going to spend renting the room. It's such a weird little story because it wants to make this job look exciting, and there's no way this is ever that exciting. The most exciting thing you're going to get is going to a hotel that has rich people who don't understand how much money actually represents and hand you like $1 for your tip, and other times hand you $100 for a tip because they legitimately don't understand how much money that is. I knew someone who worked at a very fancy hotel and had that exact problem. You would get hundreds, you would get like $1 from other like massive tycoons because they legitimately did not understand how much money should be a tip. $100 was a lot or not a lot, depending on the person, which really brings us to the idea that those people shouldn't be telling us how much we should be making if they don't understand how much $100 legitimately is to someone who isn't extravagantly rich. But I digress. It's not a particularly very good story. Like, when you think of Superboy stories, you don't want to see him as a bellhop. Like, right? That's not what you want to see him do. I get it, it's sort of a job that children are doing at the time, but like, it's not something you want to see him do. You want to see him go have adventures and not make up stuff for bellhops to do. Some insane thing bellhops don't do. Okay, that is it from Adventure Comics 127, Super-Bellhop. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to get notifications when new video goes up. I do this Monday through Friday, but Fridays is Bat Friday, where we cover a Batman story in either Detective Comics or Batman. And until next time, let us ponder the question, whatever did happen to the boy of tomorrow. And seriously, if they didn't have Superboy, what were they going to do even if they had the cards? Where were they going to get this tiger? Okay, have a great day.